In the previous video, we saw how heteroscedasticity can distort a model. Now comes the harder question. How do you know it is there? Your regression looks perfect. The line is a good fit. The results seem to tell a clean story. But hidden inside that model could be a flaw serious enough to challenge your conclusions. The real question is, how do you spot it? To get to the truth, we have to look where most people do not look. We have got to go beyond that obvious regression, and that means we need to investigate the errors. The line tells you the general trend, but the errors or residuals, if you want to get technical, they tell you how reliable your model actually is. These are just the differences between what your model predicted and what really happened. And somewhere in their pattern is where the secret is hiding. So, how do we drag these clues out into the open? We make something called a residual plot. It is a simple 3-step process. First, you just use your model to predict. Second, you figure out the errors. Just subtract the actual values from what you predicted. And finally, you plot those errors against your predicted values. Let us walk through a simple regression example to understand how predictions and errors work. At the top, we have our regression equation. Y hat equals 2.50 plus 1.75 times x. This means for every 1 unit increase in x, y is expected to increase by 1.75 units, starting from a base value of 2.50. If you are new to our channel and if you are wondering how we got the values 2.50 and 1.75, watch our video How to Construct a Multiple Linear Regression Model. Link is given in the description box below. Now look at the table. For each observation, we have the actual value of x and the actual value of y. Using our regression equation, we calculate the predicted value, which we call y hat. For example, when x is equal to 1, the predicted y is 4.25, but the actual y is 5. So the error, which is the difference between actual and predicted, is 0.75. This error term shown in the last column tells us how far off our prediction is from each observation. Notice that the errors vary across observations. Some are small, some are larger. This is normal. No model predicts perfectly. The goal of regression is to find the line that makes these errors as small as possible overall. So this table gives you a complete picture. Actual values, predicted values, and the gap between them, which is the error our model is trying to minimize. You may want to know why we look at residuals. Because the regression line may look fine even when the model is flawed. The residuals reveal hidden problems. If residuals are random around 0, model is behaving well. If residuals form a pattern, something is wrong. Okay, so we have got our plot. Now we are on the hunt for a very specific pattern. It is a pattern that is a lead to our problem, heteroscedasticity. And it is a shape that once you see it, you will never be able to unsee it. And here it is. This shows it all perfectly. On the left, we have got the good stuff, homoscedasticity. See how those dots, the errors are just scattered all over the place, totally random and a nice consistent band. That is what you want to see. It means your model is reliable. Now look on the right. That is our problem. See how the spread of the errors gets wider and wider. It makes this classic cone or funnel shape. If you see that, you have found the problem. Hearing terms like error variance can feel a little bit abstract. So let me use a really simple analogy to make this whole funnel idea actually stick. Just picture a river up in the mountains where it starts. It is just a tiny narrow stream, right? Its path is super predictable. But as the river flows down toward the ocean, it gets wider, more powerful. The flow is not so predictable anymore. It is much more varied. Well, your model's errors are doing the exact same thing. For small predictions, the error is small and contained. But as the predictions get bigger, the error gets wide and way more unpredictable. So we have spotted the funnel pattern and we also have a name for it. But why is this such a big deal? What actually happens if we just ignore it? What is the risk? Well, the risk is huge and it goes right to the heart of whether anyone can actually trust your model. When you look at your main model results, the coefficients, those numbers that tell you how your variables are related, they could look totally reasonable. You might think your conclusions are perfectly fine, but the standard errors for those coefficients are now wrong, and that means your p-values, your confidence intervals. Basically, you test if a result is statistically significant and it turns out that none of it can be trusted. Your confidence is just misplaced. Now, just looking for that funnel shape is your best first line of defense. Your eyes are a great detector. But sometimes you want more proof, right? You want to be sure. For that, you can use formal statistical tests like the Breusch Pagan or White test. Just think of them as the high-tech forensic tools that back up what you have already seen with your own eyes. Finding this does not mean your model is useless. It just means it needs a little fixing. Maybe by transforming your data or using robust standard errors. So the next time you build a model, do not just stop at the best fit line. Dig a little deeper. Go investigate the errors and be on the lookout for that funnel. Because the most important question is not just, does my model look right? But is it telling me the whole truth?